Welcome back, guys. Today's video is very important because MOJANG answered questions in regards to 1.20 during a Minecraft AMA on Reddit. So we got answers about camels and the sniffer, as well as Minecraft feedback. That's right, they give us some answers in regards to what's going on with Minecraft feedback, which has been dead for the past 2 years. So a really important video, and if you guys are new to the channel, please consider joining the Stealth Army. Click that subscribe button, we got a ton of content on the way, and I can't wait for more snapshots. So let's waste no more time and check out the first question by Mysterious Elephant. Are there any changes planned for the feedback site? I love the idea of an official feedback site, but I struggle to use it because of several issues with it, such as the restrictive maximum word limit on posts, and the fact that all the posts and comment I try to make end up saying pending approval, but never get approved. Young Tack, a senior community manager, responded and said, there's an ongoing work to address known issues, like registered users and display names, for example. And we have a lot of ideas on where we want to take it in the future to improve the overall experience of posting and finding posts. That may take some time, but it's still an important platform for us, especially during periods like this when a new snapshot cycle has started. So this is wonderful news, and I say better late than never. It's great that MOJANG is acknowledging that there's a lot of things that they have to work on and improve, especially the registered user. I feel like that was one of their biggest mistakes ever, taking away your identity, taking away your name. So essentially, whenever you share something, if you're lucky enough to get it approved, and if you're lucky enough to get it announced, nobody knows who made it because everybody is known as registered user. It's a slap in the face to the entire community, and I feel like they should address that a long time ago, but it's nice that they're trying to work on it right now. Moving on to the next question by Smatisse, what are your plans for parity between Bedrock and Java? Which version will take more precedent? MOJANG devs responded and said, great question. We are always trying to close the gap between Java and Bedrock when it comes to parity, and understand that it is a delicate balance. Our vision is that if we find two kids on the playground, they shouldn't care about which version they are playing when they share their cool tips. In order to achieve that, we have to close the gap as much as we can. And I think for the most part, the entire community knows that parity is a long-term goal. It's going to take a while. And I know MOJANG realizes that's something that's holding back Minecraft from reaching its full potential. So I'm sure they're putting a lot of time and a lot of effort into parity. The next question is by Mikhailo. Will we ever have the ability to place a plant on the back of a sniffer? MOJANG devs responded and said, we haven't made any decisions about that kind of functionality yet, but it's a really cool suggestion. And if you're a part of the Sniffer Gang, hashtag Sniffer Gang down below. But this is something I've been saying the past several days, ever since Minecraft Live finished. If you feel like you have a really awesome idea, now is the perfect time to share that idea with MOJANG, with Team Minecraft. Because they said several times during Minecraft Live that they want as much community input as possible. The next question is by Blizz Lee. Are there any plans to introduce ambient sounds to the overworld? For example, I'd love to hear parrots chirping way in the distance while in the jungle biome. Or when you're in a dripstone cave, you should hear echoes of water dripping from stalactites. Uraf responded and said, I think ambient sounds can be wonderful. For example, I love the creepy ambient sounds of the nether biomes. That said, generally we like that if you hear a specific sound, like an animal sound, you can follow that sound and find that animal. That makes the world of Minecraft feel more real and alive. So we definitely would love to add more ambient sounds in the future, but probably things more like the nether biomes than specific animals or plant sounds. Which both of them make sense to me, and it's really hard to say which one is better because I've played games like Breath of the Wild where I feel so immersed hearing the trees in the background just swaying with the wind, hearing the leaves and hearing animals in the distance. So I do appreciate those type of games, but I think what Uraf is explaining is basically the approach that Minecraft has been taking since the very beginning. Which is that if you hear a sheep in the distance or if you hear a chicken, you know it's nearby and you know it's something that you can probably collect for your farm. So the next question is by Enderboss. Do you hope the addition of camels will act as a replacement or alternative to horses? By the way, they're super cute. Billy Balong, a Minecraft Java developer, replied and said, "They really are, I love them too. Our take on it is that we can have a world with both lovely horses and cute camels at the same time. We actually spent a long time thinking about how to make the camel different from the horse, and that simply being a better rideable. We think we found a niche for it, while also letting the horse be unique with its jump." Now, these next few questions are for those of you who want to know how to share your ideas, you don't know where to start, and you want to be a part of the next update. So Mojang answers these next few questions about how to share your feedback, how to share your ideas. And this one's by me too, 2007. Will the stuff we see get more updates in the future? Mojang Devs responds and says, "We are always listening to the community feedback. Players can try out these features via betas and snapshots. It's very important to us to be able to take this feedback into account when deciding as a team how to iterate on features." The next question is by Creatively Jake. What about once the feature is already released in an update? Is it still fair to give feedback? Mojang Devs responded and said, "It's always fair to give us feedback. Existing systems and features are something we are always interested in improving with the community feedback. A great recent example is the creative inventory screen improvements, released in this latest snapshot." The next one is by Cyber Hair. To that end, what are the channels of communication that Mojang will be listening to get constructive feedback? The loud minority problem on many social media platforms shouldn't be the primary source for opinion forming. Young Tak replied and said, "For vanilla Minecraft, our main channels for feedback right now are Reddit, the feedback site, and the official Minecraft Discord server. There are also surveys that go out sometimes, and we're looking into how we can use those more frequently to encourage feedback from a wider group of players who aren't as active in those communities." So yeah, we've known about Discord, we've known about Minecraft feedback, as well as Reddit for quite some time. So I am hoping that they do a much better job of actually considering those feedback suggestions and ideas. Sushi Meow asked, "Just out of curiosity, what mob did you all personally root for in the most recent mob vote? I'm ecstatic that the Sniffer won, but I wanted to know which mob y'all cheered for." Billy Balong replied and said, "My vote went to the Rascal." So seeing how some Mojang developers were excited for the Rascal makes me wonder the potential for this mob. Maybe as a community we were robbed. Moving on to the next question by Professional Bag. Will we be able to put a chest or something else on the camels for storage? Or will we receive other types of camels in the future? Because in real life, there are camels with 2 humps, and I think that'd be really cool. Uraf replied and said, "When adding the camel, we wanted to make sure to be respectful for old features. That means looking at what makes horses, donkeys, and llamas unique and making sure that they have a niche of their own in the game. After looking at the camel that has the ability to have 2 players riding at the same time, and the unique dash ability, we didn't want to overshadow the donkeys and llamas by giving it the ability to have storage on it as well." And I know a lot of people are going to agree with this, and of course it makes sense for the direction that they're taking Minecraft, but I really never agreed with this thought process. And Mojang answered a very similar question, I believe during 1.17, when they were talking about the goats. They did a Q&A, and someone asked about why we can't saddle the goats, and they said they didn't want to take away from horses.
Captain Gray FYYX. So, since I know you worked a bit on goats, this one just needs to ask this. Are you going to be able to ride goats in this update?
Yeah, I've been a little bit of the goat guy, I guess. It's a great mob, but no, you're not going to be able to ride a goat. And it's a little bit as Corey said before. We want all our features to be unique in some way, and we already have the horse that you can ride on, so we don't want to take that away from the horse.
And I don't really see it that way. Just because other mobs can do something similar, it doesn't mean that other people are just going to stop using that mob, which is one of my concerns when it comes to the ostrich mob. But I guess the point I'm trying to make is just because the donkeys and the llamas have storage doesn't mean other mobs can't have storage. Maybe this just means it's an opportunity to add more features for the donkeys and llamas. Allow them to do even more, instead of creating these restrictions for new mobs and limiting them to certain things simply because other mobs already do that. I feel like that's really holding Minecraft back, especially when it comes to future mobs. But share your thoughts down below. It's okay if you feel differently, but Mojang's talking about keeping Minecraft going for 20 years, 50 years, 100 years. And I'm just thinking, how are they going to be able to do that if they're too scared of interfering with other mobs simply because they already do something? But they've answered a ton of questions, and I can do a part 2 if you guys really want to. Just please leave a like, support this video. I know it's a little long, but I appreciate everybody's support, and I'll see you all in the next video. So take care. Peace.